You open the app. Balance, $5,000. Minimum payment due, $127. You pay it. You feel responsible. You close the app and move on with your day. Here's what nobody tells you in that moment. That $127 is barely touching the $5,000. Most of it just paid the interest that piled up since your last statement. And if you keep doing exactly what you just did, that $5,000 doesn't take a year to pay off. It doesn't take 5 years. For a lot of people, it takes over 15. By the time it's gone, you won't have paid back $5,000. You'll have paid back closer to $12,000. Same original purchase, more than double the cost. And the terrifying part is you did everything the bank told you to do. Why does one small number on a statement quietly cost people thousands of dollars? Stay with this, because the answer isn't about how much you earn, and it's not about bad luck. It's about a number that was never designed to help you. Start with the math, because the math is where this trap hides. The average credit card interest rate tracked by the Federal Reserve has sat above 20% in recent years, 20% APR. That means on a $5,000 balance, interest alone can run you close to $80, $90, even over $100 a month before you've paid down a single dollar of what you actually owe. Now, here's the part your statement doesn't spell out. Minimum payments are usually calculated as a small percentage of your balance, often around 1 to 3%, or interest plus a small flat fee, whichever is higher. As your balance shrinks ever so slightly, your minimum payment shrinks too, which sounds convenient. It's actually the trap tightening, because a shrinking minimum payment means a shrinking chunk going toward your actual debt. The interest keeps compounding on what's left. You end up in a slow crawl where each payment does less than the one before it. 15 years, maybe longer, on a single $5,000 charge. You didn't miss a payment. You didn't get a late fee. You did exactly what was asked of you, on time, every month. So why does the system seem built for you to lose? This is where it gets uncomfortable, because it's not an accident. It's psychology, and it's been studied. A researcher named Neil Stewart published a study in the journal Psychological Science, examining how minimum payments affect what people actually pay. What he found was that simply printing a minimum payment amount on a statement changes behavior. People don't decide how much they can afford and pay that. They anchor to the number printed in front of them. Show someone a low minimum, and even if they could easily pay more, a significant portion pay close to that minimum instead. Read that again. The presence of the number changes the outcome, not your income, not your intentions. The number itself is doing something to your decision before you've even made it, which raises the obvious question. If minimum payments quietly cost consumers billions in extra interest, why does every card statement still lead with that number, bold, right at the top? Congress actually caught on to part of this. The Card Act of 2009 now requires credit card statements to show you something most people scroll right past: a box stating how many years it will take to pay off your balance at the minimum payment and how much total interest you'll pay if you do. It's sitting on your statement right now. Most people have never once read it. That box is the entire trap, summarized by law, printed in plain sight, and ignored anyway. So what actually breaks this? Not willpower, not guilt. A structural fix that removes the anchor entirely. The first move is simple, and it works regardless of your income. Never let the minimum payment be the number you're reacting to. Pick a fixed dollar amount above it, even something small, and pay that same fixed amount every single month regardless of what the statement says the minimum is. 100. Whatever you can sustain without missing other bills. The moment your payment stops being a percentage of a shrinking balance and becomes a fixed number you control, the math flips in your favor instead of the bank's. On that same $5,000 balance at around 20% interest, paying a flat $200 a month instead of drifting minimal payments can cut your payoff time from over a decade down to roughly 2 to 3 years and can save you thousands of dollars in interest you would have otherwise handed over for nothing. Same debt, same income, completely different outcome because you stopped anchoring to their number and started running your own. The second move, order matters if you're carrying more than one balance. Financial researchers and debt counselors generally point to two dominant approaches. Pay off the highest interest rate balance first to save the most money mathematically, or pay off the smallest balance first for a psychological win that keeps you motivated, known as the snowball method. Both beat minimum payments. the method you'll actually stick with, beats the one that only looks better on paper. The third move, and this is the one people skip, call your card issuer and ask for a lower interest rate, or look into a balance transfer to a lower or 0% introductory rate card. It sounds too simple to work. It works more often than you'd expect, because issuers would rather keep you paying something than lose you to a competitor. A 5 or 10-point drop in your rate can shave months, sometimes years, off that payoff timeline. None of these three moves require you to earn more money. That's the part worth sitting with for a second. You don't need a raise to escape this. You need to stop letting a pre-printed number decide your financial decisions for you. Here's the uncomfortable truth underneath all of this. The minimum payment was never a suggestion for how to pay off debt responsibly. It's the number that keeps an account open and profitable for the longest possible time, while looking, on the surface, completely reasonable. $20 here, $100 there, nothing that ever feels alarming in the moment. That's exactly why it works on so many people. It's not a single bad decision. It's 15 years of small, reasonable-looking ones. So the next time that number shows up on your statement, don't just pay it and move on. Look at the box next to it, the one required by law since 2009, the one showing you the real years and the real total cost. Then pick your own number, higher than theirs, fixed and non-negotiable. You checked your account last month. You saw the minimum payment. You paid it and told yourself it was fine. It wasn't fine. But now you know exactly why, and more importantly, you know the one number that changes everything the next time you open that app.